Well, I decided to continue this into part three here of the inheritance of Ian. Ian, I in a sense pray that I mean it would be great if I could say to you, I believe firmly that your mother will stop this bullshit of hers, and I'm gonna talk to my kids. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna talk to my children because they'll also have an inheritance that I'm gonna describe for them, and we're gonna see whether or not Mighty Soul is gonna screw them also. We're gonna see whether or not she's gonna screw you also, along with your god, your grandparents and all that. We're gonna see if they're gonna screw you, Ian. We're gonna see if they're gonna screw Katya, Isaac, and Christian. We're gonna see where they're really coming from. Okay, and that's fine. Now, so that's the condition. The foundation will cover the cost of the cinematography school in California, Brookings, whatever. What do you choose, Ian? Why don't you send me an Ian, send me an email. You got my email address. Give it to you here, uct@comcast.net. It ends up coming down to Columbia, South America. And then let me know. Why do I want to know? Because I got to let the foundation know, the directors, whether or not you accept the offer. You got 1 week. 1 week. This is Friday night, approximately 8:20 on the East Coast. Columbia is at the same. I think it's no. Columbia is 1 hour behind because here they don't have daylight savings time. It's 9:18. Let's just say you got until midnight of next Friday to accept by email the offer. If you don't accept it, you don't need to respond back. Just say, don't need to respond. Maybe you respond back saying you might respond back with some vulgarities or whatever. I don't know. But I tell you what, you got a whole week to think about your life and your career and your cinematography and your dreams. And if you're going to blow them up some donkey's ass, you can do that. But then at the same time, it might not be your choice. Maybe your mother decides. But you know what? Let me tell you something. I'm going to share this with you. If you want this and she says no, let me tell you part of the offer is, Katya's, Isaac's, and Christian's email addresses. I want email addresses for all three, and I also want their phone numbers to all three. I'm gonna write down a lot of info. If you accept the offer, I'm going to write down a lot of information, a lot of questions about them. It's like, well, Isaac, I already know he goes to Union. I don't know yet where Katya goes. Maybe Union also. I don't know where Christian goes yet. I will know eventually. I will be hiring a private detective. But the point is this. I'm going to ask you the questions, such as what schools they go to, what's their cell phone numbers, what's their email addresses, and so on and so on and so on. You'll have to answer them. It isn't a question of, okay, I accept this. Okay, oh, but mom don't want to do this, but I accept it. Well, I don't want her to hold you back. So we're willing to do it in a different way, and that is very simple, and that is you're going to provide me with the contact information for my children and all. Yep. You do that, whereby I'm able to converse with them and all that. And I'm not talking about where I call them up and say, I don't want to talk to you about, and hang up. No. You need to let your brothers and sisters know that they need to talk with me. They need to know the truth. Now, let me share this with you, Ian. I don't have any problem whatsoever if Isaac, Christian, and Katya. And by problem, I mean is an issue with them. If they decide they don't want to talk with me, they don't want to see me, whatever, I don't have an issue with that. If that decision is made after they know the truth, they just still decide that. I don't have a problem with that. But right now, they don't know the truth. They don't know what your mother did in that courtroom, outside the courtroom. They don't know any of that. So they're making their decision right now, according to you, that they don't want to see me or have anything to do with me based on nothing but, in my eyes, no question about it, lies. Or let me ask you this, Ian. Does Isaac, Katya, and Christian know that their mother, your mother, went into the courtrooms and took out a fraudulent restraining order that I could not come near them by telling the court that I was going to murder them, kill them, and her, so that the court would give her the order so that I could not be in their lives? Do you know that? This is your mother, man. I mean, your mother, man. She's a freaking liar. Your mother, man. Next time you look at her, know you're looking at a liar, okay? So, I don't want her to stop you from getting the blessing I'm trying to bless you with. By her saying to you, no, I'm not going to let, James talk to Katya. I know she doesn't want to talk. I know she doesn't want me to. Why? She doesn't want them to know the truth. She doesn't want them to know the truth. That's for sure. But I don't want her to stop you from your blessing. That's why I'm doing this for you. What I want with my children is the opportunity for them to know the truth. The truth. Ian, you don't know the whole truth either. But I'm going to be doing the videos and everything that explains the 2 years of dating with your mother, the around 14 years or so, whatever, of marriage, and the divorce. I'm going to be covering those extensively in video. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. The truth is going to get to you and your brothers and your sister. Now, you and I can continue in a war, and I really don't have a war with you, but if you want a war against me, you can continue doing that. Ian, with what I know about the internet and what I can do, you don't want to go there with me. Not when you got a past. You don't want to go there with me, okay? So, you got till next Friday, a week from today. It basically gives you 8 days, really 8 days, midnight, to accept the offer. UCT at Comcast.net. If you have not accepted the offer by then the offer is withdrawn. And then you can continue for the rest of your life in a photography studio taking pictures of little girls, little boys, doing weddings. I don't know. You can give up the opportunity of a lifetime. Or maybe what you can do is this. Call your grandfather up, Papon, this week, and tell him what my offer is. And say to him, well, Papon, will you do this so I don't have to give James the phone numbers and all that to Isaac, and then will you give me the $40,000 per year for, what is it, 3 or 4 years of school? Oh, right, yeah, right. And that pastor won't give you a freaking dime. But you already know that, don't you? Overallness of it. But anyway. So, Ian, I'm glad that in a sense I have this opportunity to that I'm able to ask the Just Write the Check Foundation to bless you. And if this happens, and it happens right, it will be for, at the latest, next September, a year to September 2010, based on the school system. All right, it's up to you. Talk with you later. Let me know.